bathtub.
Yeah.
Fuck
Oh,
that,
number
I had
3?
that book.
Yeah.
I have a 9.6 of that signed.
It's one of the ones I sold for $10.
Oh,
Mm.
dude,
Oh,
dude, that was like dude. I think it was like a.
Oh yeah, it was a lot.
Yeah.
The guy that bought it from me was like, "Oh yeah, I got that graded. It came back at 9 a.m." Well, fuck you.
Now it's like a
thanks for
$700
rubbing
book.
it in.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll always. I'll always keep that one. That'll.
Yeah,
go to
that's
my-
like that what is it? The Teen Titan 75, the Hughes. I bought it off someone
Oh,
from Discord from what was it, a 9.2 or 9.4?
you're talking about the Starfire?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I pressed it, sent it to be signed by Hughes, and it came back in 9.8. That was sweet.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Teen Titans 75?
Yeah,
Yeah, the Starfire
the
cover.
Starfire Hughes cover.
Yeah.
It's not even on eBay.
Really?
I'll give you a.
That's not shocking. I think that's a pretty hard book to
Teen
to come
Titan
by.
75.
I'll trade you an unopened bottle of Miracle Whip mayonnaise for it, Bruce.
Ah,
I'll sign it.
no.
Man,
He won't take anything less than Hellman's.
Yes, thank you very much.
Hellman's.
Hellman's the best.
Oh,
You sure it's 75?
I got Hellman's too.
Yeah. Teen Titan 75.
Are we queuing our undercover brother right now with the mayonnaise and
Hellman's. Was it best foods in California? I think it was. Yeah, whatever. And free.
Wow. You're right. There's none on eBay.
Put it out there for $5,000, bro. See what
Holy
happens.
shit.
it's a tough
No.
book.
I can get it.
That
I think
I'm pretty sure that book's on that recalled comics site. Like it's not an easy book to find.
Okay.
what the hell is it?
Not there, Bruce.
That's funny.
Why was it recalled?
I don't know if it was. Hold on, I can look it up really quick.
Teen Titan 75.
I don't even know what it looks like.
Oh, it wasn't even an incentive.
Oh.
No?
Jeez.
Wowzer.
Oh, it was a 125. Okay.
Yeah, it was a 1 in 25. So let's see. What's it say about this? Okay, so it was a retailer incentive area at 1 in 25, where retailers could order 1 copy for every 25 copies. Yeah, duh. Why does it say?
Why is none sold?
So, at the time of the
Oh, yeah.
article was written, there was only 8 copies in a 9.8. I don't know how many there are now, but
Hold on, let me see.
That is dope.
I mean, this says in 2017 raw copies were selling for upwards of $400.
Which one's the cover? That cover?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
I
is
don't-
pretty dope, man.
You should look up how many. I'm curious. I want to know how many 9.8s there are now.
No. Let's see. Census.
Herb fall asleep on us?
Oh, yeah, he's been. Hey, it's Bruce, New York.
Yeah, it's me over here. 2009.
He'll wake up when we start talking movies.
Yeah.
I'm waiting.
What year was that book from?
2009?
Yeah. 2009, September 30th.
So, if
28.
bring this up. So here's the census.
28 blue, 8 gold, or yellow for 9.8s.
Well, let me blow that up.
Which is not a whole lot.
Let's see here.
Yay.
Nope.
So I have 1 of 8 gold.
So there are 87 graded on CDC,
What's that?
28 of which are 9.8s, 23 9.6s, 8 9.4s, 4 9.2s, 2 9.0s, 2 8.5s, 1 8, and 1 7.0.
Wow.
Tough book.
There you go.
18 are signatures. Let's see here. Last sale. The 9.6 was for $625.
Mhm.
9.2 for $350, and a 9.0 for $325.
Not bad.
Nice, Mr. Bruce.
Lucky I kept that book.
Yeah.
Oh, I bought that book. I mean,
I was like, wait, what?
no, I didn't sell it yet.
What did you, if you don't
It was
mind me
on the pallet.
asking, what did you buy that 9.2 for?
400.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I think the last time a 9.8 signature sold, it was like $2 grand, 2,100,
Oh
something
shit, really?
something around there.
So a big come up.
Definitely.
Hell yeah. All right, before you guys get into movies, I'm gonna bounce because I gotta eat dinner still, and it's like almost 11 o'clock.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
But
Take care, buddy.
I'll be back, and next time I'll be on time. And I'll pick a movie out because I didn't pick a movie either. So
Miracle Whip is not mayonnaise. Take care, buddy. Thanks for showing up.
Good to
see
see
you
you, Josh.
guys.
Must be a
Yep,
perfect
take it easy,
time to
Josh.
say.
Be safe. Technically, it's not. It's dressing. But it's really good with bologna. I only use it for bologna sandwiches.
Better than mayonnaise.
Please hit the like button, everyone.
For bologna sandwiches, those.
Yes, hit the like button for bologna.
Yep.
Which
Everyone likes bologna.
now.
It had the first name, of course.
Oscar?
Mine?
OSCAR.
AI.
Yeah, AI bologna.
AI baloney. All right. First movie up in Timeless, Cloak and Dagger. I wonder who picked
Henry
this movie.
Thomas. I've never seen this.
You never seen
Man.
Cloak and Dagger?
You never seen Cloak and Dagger?
Coleman?
Daphne Coleman, yep.
I didn't know Henry Thomas was in anything after E.T.
Yeah, this is a
I saw
great
this
movie.
so long ago as a kid. I don't.
Yeah. I think this used to come out on like back when I was growing up in LA on like Channel 13, which is
Yeah.
WGN.
yeah, like in the middle of the day.
Yeah. Whose pick is this? They have to. Okay, why is it timeless? Because to me, it's a clever, fun story. I don't know about timeless.
I've never even heard of it.
Yeah, I don't remember it. Well, I remember it because of Dabney Coleman. Because what did
It
Dabney
was a great movie.
Who picked this, Bruce?
Dabney Coleman.
Sticks.
Oh, you picked it?
Yeah,
So why
I did.
was it timeless?
To me,
For
it's
you.
timeless because this is I love this movie as a kid, and I've
You
watched
love it now?
consecutively. I love it now.
But you know what?
Ah.
And that's what makes it timeless.
Exactly.
Yep.
And it was written by Tom Holland. I mean, what can't that guy do?
Ah,
No, that-
Spider-Man,
That's the kid from E.T. Danger Room.
movie writing.
Dabney Coleman. What was the role that he was?
Well, he was in like 9 to 5, and he was in
9 to 5. Yeah, my mom used to.
Wasn't
he
he
was
in,
the boss.
wasn't he in the
Boss,
first
yeah.
Beethoven? I don't know if he was in the first Beethoven or not. But
9 to 5. Yeah, he was the boss.
Yeah.
That
He
was
was in
James.
War Games.
War
Yep.
game.
I mean,
Oh,
like-
the man with one red shoe. Have you guys ever seen The Man with One Red Shoe?
No,
I
no.
think-
yes.
Yeah, I seen it
Yeah.
once.
That
I
is a
think-
classic
Yeah,
Tom Hanks movie. That
yeah.
flopped, but it's amazing.
Just like the Burbs flop, but that's kind of funny.
Oh,
Yeah.
Or Carrie Fisher.
The Burbs.
Man with One Red Shoe has Carrie Fisher too.
That Carrie. Hey man, Carrie Fisher.
She was there.
I mean,
She got
rested.
around.
She was in Star Wars.
Yeah, she was a
Was
script,
she?
script doctor, bro.
I think she played Princess Leia, maybe.
May she rest in peace, man.
Yeah, maybe.
All right, what's next?
Next up, we have The Raid Redemption.
Oh, yeah.
Wait, is
The Japanese one or the
Indonesian one?
Yeah.
This is a Perp
yeah.
movie, right?
Yes.
Yeah, this is fire.
This
How'd
is-
you
this is
guess
a
it's a
Perp
Perp movie?
Yeah. I like
This
all
is
the
fire.
weirdo movies.
So
This-
for people that haven't seen this, explain to them what this is about.
This is about a SWAT team that they go into this building filled with maniacs, drug dealers, like the worst of the worst, and they get pretty much stuck in the top floor and need to make their way down because they're trying to get like the. It's basically like a martial arts Die Hard, but
Yeah.
I think what makes it fantastic and great and timeless it is the suspense and how they added almost like a horror flavor to the Die Hard action formula where there's like scenes where you're like it's more tense driven, more suspense driven rather than action driven, and those are like the interlocking scenes between the action is like this tense atmospheric like almost horror movie, survival horror movie mixed with action, and I thought that was brilliant. On top of that, what this movie added was everyone loved the Jackie Chan style of use any object, use whatever you can, that's what makes it fun. This movie took it to a whole new level by, again, adding a horror element where it's more gory. You feel the visceral pain of it, of like the hits. They're using walls to scrape faces, edges of tables. Like it's just absolute insanity on top of everything that I think because of that, this movie pretty much told every action movie after this, yo, you guys need to step it up, you know?
Yeah, it
And
did.
so, even in many ways, I think the Russo brothers watched this for Winter Soldier. Some of the knife fights really reminded me were kind of similar. I wouldn't be surprised if it was like, hey, let's try to do that. I hear stories all the time in the industry that like all stunt units, actors, all that stuff, they all like, this is the movie to reference. This sort of became the new Die Hard in a way, where it's like you have all the copycat Die Hards. We're seeing a lot of like what I call a rate exploitation, where it's a lot of movies have come out afterwards of like, oh, there's one movie called Jailbreak about like a jailbreak all takes place in one night. Buy Bust about a drug deal goes wrong and they have to make their way out of the cartel land or whatever. So there's a lot like this movie has influenced so much. I think it's absolutely timeless. It's still to this day hasn't been beaten in my opinion in terms of best action movie, bar none.
Nice.
Yeah.
I think
It is on Netflix.
Yeah, well, shit, dude.
Yeah, and it's on Netflix. Yeah,
Yeah, I think I saw it once.
it's an intense ride, man. Once it gets going, it does not stop. There's like one dialogue scene where he's talking to his brother, and that's it. The rest is just fire, fire, fire. Another thing I love, the villain of this is a guy that he's actually like he's a short king, as we call him, right? And he absolutely murders like all these SWAT guys. And the final fight, which I loved, which kind of harkens back to the old Kung Fu days. The final fight is 2 good guys versus 1 bad guy. And you still think the bad guy could possibly win. That's how much like awesome like character, little character moments and all the stuff going on in this movie, where it's like the bad guy is in a disadvantage and you're still like, damn, I hope the good guys win. That's awesome.
Do you think that The Raid and Dread are the same movie?
There's been a rumor that actually the director of The Raid was actually a PA in Dread, and the movie was going through a bunch of bullshit. You could actually look up between Alex Garland actually directing, coming into direct, like the writer is actually the person that directed it when the director was going crazy or whatever. And then what came from that rumor was apparently, I believe the director's name is Gareth Evans. I always confuse him with the Rogue One guy, but I think this is Gareth Evans. Gareth Edwards did Rogue One, right? Correct?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, then this guy's Gareth Evans. Okay, so supposedly he was doing a documentary about this martial arts style while working on Dread, and when Dread was going like, this is all hearsay, by the way. When Dread was going to shit, he was like, "Screw it, I'm just gonna do this plot with the martial arts documentary people," and he ended up doing the movie's called Manaturo or something before this one, and that's how he sort of came into fruition with this stunt team and doing this amazing action movie.
I like the second one as well, though.
Yeah, the second one was great. I personally like the first one because it's just back to back to back. The second one definitely it takes its time to tell like a more coherent story, more like a movie about loyalty, betrayal, like more drama for sure. And the second one is just as good, and it's so different that I could imagine that's many people's preference. That's what makes this series great too, and that's what makes everyone want that third one, and it hasn't been announced. There's nothing going on there. The director of this has been working on an awesome show called Gangs of London, which has a lot of raid-like action. So if you like the raid, check out Gangs of London. And no one talks about that show, but that show's like hardcore. It has like one of the best, like awesome action sequences, like a home invasion thing in TV, bar none. But yeah, the raid for sure is the new standard for action.
I think it inspired Daredevil, that hallway scene.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, this movie. Yeah, I'm sure all stunt units looked at this movie and were like, "We're gonna try this in different
Take that, take
projects."
that.
No, we got Purple
Yeah.
pent up during comics so he can get loose from movies.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Next
You
up, we
sold
got
me.
I love my
Definitely
movies.
watch it.
Yeah, watch it on Netflix. It's a fast
Yeah.
fast watch to action, all action.
Yeah, it's a good movie.
next up we got JFK.
Oh hell yeah, I agree with this one
I
for
haven't
sure.
seen this in a long time.
Stick
Yeah.
boy.
The editing alone makes it a classic.
Oliver
It's like
Stone.
Yeah.
one of the best edited movies ever.
I don't think I've ever seen it.
Man,
Really?
It is long, but you do not feel it. It goes by so fast. I love this movie.
But,
I
you
think
know,
it's my
I
favorite.
Like, I
Oliver
like
Stone movie.
conspiracy stuff, so maybe I'll give it a watch. Anyone know where it's streaming at?
No,
I can find out.
I like Kevin Costner, but not all the time.
Yeah, he had a good run of movies, 80s to 90s,
Uh,
except Waterworld.
He's having a good run now. Isn't Yellowstone like the most popular show ever?
Oh yeah, true.
I like
Yeah.
Waterworld, but
And it's on
that,
HBO Max.
Dances with Wolves is a classic.
I do have Max.
Yeah, it's on
That's
HBO Max.
Yeah.
I really do hate Kevin Costner's character on Yellowstone. I hate
He
his whole
also has
family.
the greatest cinematic death in Man of Steel. That was for Bruce. Lee.
Damn
Looks like it might be
tornado!
on Prime. It might
I
be
hate
on
that
Prime.
tornado.
Yeah, it's on
He could've
Paramount. What?
Shout out to Snyder.
Yellowstone's on Paramount. I tried watching the first episode, but they were cursing, and my kids were playing with their toys.
First episode of what?
Yellowstone.
Yellowstone.
Oh yeah.
I've heard good things about it.
I felt the 67 hours of JFK got this filthy act.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
Wow, the hate.
You're my
AOA.
son.
I think it's just Dancing with Wolves. And I remember, I love sports, so I watched Dan Patrick, and he had him on there, and one of the Danettes asked him something about Yellowstone, brought him back, and he got all mad, dude. Like, what do you mean?
I know. I heard he's an asshole.
Yeah,
behind
he's like,
the
what do you mean he
scenes.
brought me back? I've always
Oh,
done.
I have a
Never
story
looked.
about that.
He disappeared for a minute, right? He wasn't doing anything. And I think it was Yellowstone that brought him back. And the guy asked him that, and he got all defensive and shit. And accidentally, I think he said the word shit, like, which is because it's, can't curse on that show, but I don't know. I'm not a. Dancing with Wolves is a fucking masterpiece. I will say that.
All right. Next up, we got Beverly Hills Cop.
All
Who
right.
picked this?
Of course.
That was mine. That was my pick.
Of course, it's a classic. Doom, doom,
Yeah.
doom, 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 doom,
Yep.
doom.
This was actually on TV a couple days ago, and I watched it, and
Yeah, Axel Foley.
I
Get the
hadn't seen it
fuck
in
out
so
of
long.
here! No, you get the fuck out of here!
It's got Bronson Pinchot,
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Balky.
Balky, yeah,
Balky, yeah.
Balky.
Dude, I used to. I had Megatron, and I used to transform him into the gun, dude. And I used to play like I was Axel Foley. For real, dude.
You gotta put bananas in tailpipes. That's what you gotta do.
Yeah.
That's the
They
Foley.
won't.
I've
They
always
won't fall
wanted
for
to
the
do that.
banana in the tailpipe.
I
Really?
think sorry, one of the things that's brilliant about this movie is the villain is like not from a comedy movie. I remember like the first death scene when he kills his friend, and it was like so brutal
Yeah.
and so blunt. It wasn't stylized. It's not like an action movie thing. He just like put his arm around him, then threw him to the ground and shot him in the head. And I was like, whoa,
Walk
this is an Eddie Murphy comedy movie. And I
Yeah,
thought
that's
that
the
worked
thing,
so well.
If it didn't have Eddie Murphy in it, it would be like a dark, cop drama.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
But
think
you
it
throw
was
Eddie
supposed
Murphy
to
in.
be. It was supposed to be. I think there's even in trivia that this was originally supposed to be a Stallone movie.
Ugh, that would have
wow.
been a completely different movie.
Ooh.
Yeah, and then he went to go do Cobra instead. He took all his ideas from this and did Cobra.
This is a classic. Every time he's with the villain, it becomes a serious movie.
Yeah, it's great.
The conversation. And then remember when he throws dude over the food table, and it's
Oh,
like
the restaurant?
he has a serious conversation about him.
Yeah.
This is on what, Paramount?
Yeah.
Paramount. Both of them, I think, are.
This is
Yeah.
like the
And shout out
gold-
to the third one too. Everyone hates that one. I like
That's
that
an
one.
abomination.
the golden
love
age of
I like all three of them.
Eddie
I think they're all
Murphy.
good.
Hey,
A lot of people were giving Eddie Murphy crap because he didn't do Ghostbusters when it was announced. It was like SNL had everyone but Eddie Murphy, and they were like, "Oh, boo!" Doing Beverly Hills Cop, boo, boo, boo. And then, believe it or not, Beverly Hills Cop was the top grossing movie of 1984. It beat Ghostbusters. I think
Really?
it was the top. Yeah. So
motherfucker,
good play on him.
even the
Very
second
good
one,
play.
dude, like he was on fire back then, dude. Golden Child.
Yeah, I like Golden Child.
He had his
That's a good one, too.
stand-up comedy he was doing.
Oh yeah,
That's
dude.
dope.
On top of
Doesn't hold up, Brucifer. Let me tell you.
Which one?
Yeah.
Rough.
Raw and
Both of them. I mean,
hilarious.
besides I'm not talking about that. I'm saying maybe I saw it too late in the game, but I did not find it funny. I saw it like in college. I was like, all right, I've seen,
I was probably like, what year did it come out?
that was in the late 80s, I think, right?
Yeah.
Raw? When did Raw come
We
out?
were in elementary. We're the same age.
I think that was
Talking about
88.
Raw? Eddie Murphy Raw.
Raw.
That might have been 88.
Mm.
The year of Die Hard.
87.
87. Year Predator.
Raw was hilarious.
John McTiernan.
So
I saw two.
I was 12 when I saw it.
Yeah, dude. Straight fucking like that's when our generation watched rated R movies.
I was surprised my parents let me watch it.
I was watching Weapon, Die Hard, but
That's Eddie Murphy.
everything. All the Arnold movies, Commando.
Predator.
We would go to the video store and they all the movies I would rent were rated R action movies.
I remember all my friends like, I got my ice cream. Everybody used to say that. It was so funny. And then the whole Jackie Gleason bit. I know that you know that I know. No, I'm not gonna say it. Yeah. But you know what I mean. That was a great bit. Next up, Gorgo.
Ooh.
Oh, finally.
Yes.
Haven't seen this one.
Me neither.
That is Styx.
This is a great old movie. So back in '61, they couldn't get the rights or didn't have the rights to Godzilla, and Godzilla was getting really big at the time, so they had to make their own monster movie. So they came up with Gorgo. So it's basically a Godzilla ripoff, but it is a good movie as far as kaiju movies go at the time. I recommend watching this.
Later on, Gorgo was in Godzilla movies, correct? Was he later on
I
added?
don't believe so. Maybe.
Attacking London should give it a different flavor too, like the model work and all that. Yeah, I'll check that out.
Yeah. Sci-fi movies from that time period are always fun to watch. Face Off.
Based.
Mm. Not a fan.
I'm not a fan of Nicolas Cage. Everyone knows this.
Oh, Nicolas
my
Cage
God.
is amazing.
You must have not seen
What?
Face Off.
He's all right. The Rock.
My father was a big fan of Nicolas Cage. And we have to sit through these movies.
Sorry.
It was torture. It was torture.
I didn't. This one,
Raising Arizona.
Luckily, in this one, he turns to John Travolta for most of the
The
movie.
Rock. That's and maybe one of the little. What is these? A treasure hunter? National treasure?
National Treasure. I'm
Yeah.
gonna steal the Declaration of Independence.
I've
Greatest
never
man
seen
ever.
those.
Yeah.
I saw the first one. No, I think Face Off is a classic. I think this movie is very unique because everything about it doesn't work and it all works together, but individually it's just like, what the hell is this? It's a very weird movie. It's basically two actors making fun of each other for the most part.
Yep.
But having a blast doing it. Doing research on it, I heard that the production was an absolute nightmare. They couldn't. The communications between John Woo and the actors and the crew was just all over the place. Originally, it was supposed to be a sci-fi. and John Woo took all that out, took all the sci-fi elements out, but left the prison and left the face swapping technology. So all this together, you would think it's a movie that doesn't work, but it does because it's so bombastically like its own thing. It has its own personality, and each individual, like the prison scene alone with the magnetic, that could have been its own movie, but that's just a scene in one movie, you know. So I think it's genius in many ways. In terms of, I think it's the best action movie, American action movie of the 90s, in terms of choreography, in terms of like camera movement, all this stuff. Like it's just absolutely insane. It's a miracle of a movie. The fact that it works, the fact that it's regarded as one of the best of everyone involved. I think even Nicolas Cage said this is his favorite movie of his that he's ever done. In the end of the day, because from what I hear is that John Woo basically was just in charge of shooting, and these two were just mapping out how they were going to do everything, like sort of make fun of this, make fun of that, or do this, do that. So it's like the actors were just doing whatever they wanted, which is awesome. It's also really weird because Michael Douglas produced this movie. I think he
Really?
Yeah, Michael Douglas out of everyone. Yeah, it's a very, like I said, it's one of the weirdest 90 movies ever made, especially when you look into how it was made. Stallone and Schwarzenegger were originally attached in 95. Like, it's all
Hey,
over.
Jeffrey.
Hello, Jeff. Joy Face Off. Yeah, John Woo's best American film, without a doubt.
I like Broken Arrow a lot.
Yeah,
I like that one too. That one's like a standard action. You know, it's like it's very good, very good. It's very B, but this movie is just so all over the place. So like
that's Travolta as a bad guy and Christian Slater. Is that?
Yeah. And they're the nuclear bomb. I think Travolta wanted to have sex with that bomb. It was very weird how he some of those scenes. You see those scenes like how he touches it and they put slow motion and he just like he's leering at it. It's like, dude, that guy wanted to.
He was in everything, Travolta.
Yeah, and these are two actors. Like I think Travolta and Cage were in their peak in '97. This is them at their peak, just going at it.
Yeah,
It's just a fun movie.
Nicolas Cage was on fire back then.
Hey, Rhea,
guys.
welcome. Smash the like button if you haven't yet. Thank you, Rhea, for showing up.
Right.
Loving your content. Keep it up. Next up, we got Under the Skin.
Oh, I haven't seen this yet.
All right, it's another weirdo purple one. Okay.
Of course it is.
Anyone seen this one?
No.
Damn it. All right. This is the most alien of alien movies. It's really great. It doesn't, you need to kind of unpack it. It's just going to show you stuff. Like it's basically this girl's going to be walking around hitting on men. And then occasionally she's going to get a man to go with her to her home. Right. And then as the guy goes into the home, he enters this black room and she's just walking and she's undressing. And then as he's walking towards her, slowly he starts sinking into this black abyss. And then little by little, everything is just sucked out of him. So all that's left is this floating skin. Like it's a really weird movie about these aliens that apparently just, we don't even know what they want from humans, but it's this girl in charge of getting, I guess, human supply. But it's done in a very artful, atmospheric, like tonally just something you've never seen before. I think it's like it feels almost like you're tripping balls or something, or you're having an experience with an alien creature is the only way I could describe it, which makes it unique, different, and timeless.
That sounds interesting.
Yeah, I've been meaning to watch this, and I just always forget about it.
What year is this from?
I think this was
2013.
2014, maybe even 2016.
I think
Google
it's
says
pretty new.
2013.
It's streaming on Max.
Yeah,
Is it?
it's great. It's great. And if you
I'll check this one out.
she did a lot of improv, so a lot of the guys she's hitting on didn't know they were being filmed, and then they got permission afterwards.
Oh wow.
So that's really cool. So it's like you also get sort of that perspective of this alien like learning about humans and how and it's really cool considering that's Scarlett Johansson. So a lot of guys are going to be hitting on her. So there's like a lot of like cool commentary, from the female perspective, from a human perspective, and it's absolutely a fantastic like eye-opening movie. I love it.
All right.
Scarlett Johansson nude scenes. Damn you, AOA. That's all you think about.
Yeah.
Under the Skin is very
Like it's
creepy.
streaming on Max,
I'll check it out.
Well,
and it was on Prime.
Yeah, I'll check this out.
Yeah,
I never knew she was.
I've never heard of it. So
this will
interesting.
be the homework for everyone. Watch this movie this
All
week,
right.
and we'll talk about it
It's
next
a
week.
weird one though. It's a weird one, but I gave you the gist of it so you'll understand. Oh, she's an alien. Okay, I get it.
Right.
That's
Okay.
very interesting, and it's not a Marvel movie.
No, she does those Marvel movies so she could do stuff like this, and that's what I love and respect about her. She has the ultimate like one for you, one for me. I'll do the Black Widow, and then I'll do Marriage Story. You know, it's like that's great. I think
heard
that's
that
the
was
dream
good
of
too.
every actor in a way. You know.
Yeah, to be able to make money, then make movies they really want to make.
Yeah, yeah, and still be popular from the money making movies, even
Yeah.
if you don't like it. You know.
Next up, we have one of my favorite movies. I wish I would have picked it.
Ah, yeah.
Yeah.
Lethal Weapon.
Oh yeah.
Martin Riggs.
Oh my
Too old
god.
for this shit.
Oh my god. Yeah.
Every day I think about eating a bullet. That's what he said in the. Remember when he jumps off the building?
Yeah.
Yep.
Dude, and it's such a shame because I feel like my generation grabbed a hold of like freaking Rush Hour. Because every like from my film classes to like even like at MME, it's like Lethal Weapon or Rush Hour. People pick Rush Hour. It's like, bro, Lethal Weapon is so freaking good. Like the basic premise of this guy that wants to lose his life and he gets stuck with this suburban dad. You know, like, oh my God, that's such a great premise, you know, and it worked. And it's sad too. Like it wasn't funny. Like Mel Gibson was funny in this movie, but as you learn more and more, it's like, dude, that guy's sad. Like,
Yeah, he
kind
wants
of lost it in the sequels.
Yeah. He wants to off himself because he misses his wife, bro.
Yeah.
He misses
It's a
his wife.
great movie.
You know what I mean? And he
It's
wants to kill
it's
himself.
almost an underrated character study from
Yeah.
both perspectives, you know,
And
I don't think Rush Hour has anything close outside of, hey, you're from China, I'm from LA. You know, like
No. I mean,
Yeah,
they,
so, like-
I mean, they try to mimic buddy cops after this movie, right? I mean, maybe there was buddy cops before this movie, but this movie,
yeah.
you know
This
what
one,
I mean?
this one did it. I think this one because it took it like so serious and it was really freaking funny too. It was like
Yeah,
legitimately
they
funny.
became friends. Like if you watch this movie, they really actually become friends during the movie while they're doing everything they're doing. You know, he takes them home, he eats the dinner sucks. The
Becomes
kids,
part of the family.
his daughter has a crush on him. He was a dude with no family. He was a suicidal cop that lost his wife. Then he gets the surrogate family from his partner. You know what I mean? It's a fucking great movie. And it's Richard Donner in his prime, Mel Gibson in his prime.
I think
Great
I think
villain.
the only difference in the character between the first one and the second one, where in the first one, he does want to die, but in the second one, he's willing to die for something, but not, you know, just as an action, not because he wants to commit suicide.
Right, because he had finally met a chick. Right, he was the only cop, and he met a girl, and he wanted to be with her, and then they killed her. They took it away from her. But it was clever what they did in the second movie because the villains were the ones that actually accidentally, indirectly killed his wife because he was a narc. So he was a narcotics cop, right? And he was getting too close to them. You know what I mean? So it tied it all in pretty good. All the Lethal Weapons are pretty solid. And then the fourth one, right?
Okay.
That was the introduction of Jet Li in America, maybe. I'm not sure, but
Which one?
I think it was
the
3,
fourth
wasn't
one, no, it was the fourth one.
no,
Third
yeah.
one-
Is that the one that introduced us to Jet Li?
Yeah, that one and Chris
Yeah.
Rock was in that one too.
Yeah.
it?
Chris
Joe
Rock.
Pesci.
Yeah. And there is rumored that he promised Richard Donner, may he rest in peace, that he would do another one to stream on Peacock or Max, I think. One of the two.
Well, I think Mel Gibson is in talks.
Yeah, I
But then
think
again, he's probably always in talks for Lethal Weapon. That's
yeah.
always right there. That's always
let me catch up with the chat. Hey, Anthony Beltray. It's unfortunate we're not going to get a Lethal Weapon 5.
Well,
Joe's Dueling, the best buddy cop movie of all time is Turner and Hooch. Anthony Beltray, Richard Donner wrote the script already, and Mel Gibson was going to direct.
Oh my god!
what did they squash that? Because I heard that it was
I
still.
want to see Mel Gibson direct a car chase. Oh my god!
Dude,
That madman would go crazy.
he has had he's my favorite actor, right? That's just, but I know he had controversy. There's a lot of shit he was going to do. There was a rumored Viking movie with Leonardo DiCaprio that he was going to direct. Never got done because he got in trouble. The last I heard, which was maybe a month or 2 months ago, was that this movie was already, the script was done. They were going to go into a pre-production or whatever. And I just, okay, well, I can't wait. It was going to stream on Max or Peacock. I don't remember. And I don't know now. Maybe Anthony saw something. Now I'm going to look it up before I go to sleep because this is
Pretty
something.
sure I heard talks. Yeah.
Because Danny Glover's what, in his 80s? I don't know how they're going to put it off, but we'll see.
CGI. Like
Yeah.
Oh
Indy.
God. What would they even flash back to? Why would they even do that?
Nah, they shouldn't. Danger Room Comics said Long Kiss Goodnight had to have made the list.
Oh,
yeah.
that's
That's another Shane Black movie.
Gina
Well,
Davis.
written by. That's Rennie Harlan directed.
Drag the Cross
Yeah, Joe,
Concrete was great.
I'm on
Oh,
that. Yeah,
That's
dude,
not right.
get the Gringo with Mel Gibson. It's because he fucking got in trouble, man. You know, and as an alcoholic, I could kind of understand. But
Well,
then they say
he's getting his big break. He's doing that John Wick Hotel. He's starring in that. So
Yeah.
that's
he's
probably
making his comeback slowly.
He turned down the role of, and you could look it up. He was offered the role of Thor's father in Thor.
Oh, yeah.
oh.
Down.
Eh,
And that's when,
Anthony Hopkins.
Anthony
Yeah.
Hopkins is a better dad. That's Cinema's dad.
yeah, he said, "Oh, I've already made a superhero movie. It's called Passion of the Christ."
Oh, jeez. If they do Lethal Weapon 5, I hope we get Joe Pesci back.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
I heard it was a go, dude.
Something
7
tells me
is the
that
best buddy movie. I love 7.
7.
Everybody- Dude, I was in fucking elementary, bro, and I remember we were talking about this in like 4th, 5th grade. Riggs, everybody loved Riggs.
Did you guys ever see the director's cut of Lethal Weapon?
I didn't know that one existed.
Okay. All right. You know, there's a school. It's Riggs takes out a school shooter.
No way.
Yep, killing in an elementary school too. It's like fucking. It's pretty brutal. I was like, oh shit. You see like kids lying on the floor and like, oof, oof. It's like even in the 80s, you know, we didn't have that problem, but it's even then it was like, this is too much.
Now with Riggs around.
This movie was dark, dude.
Fedora said another lethal weapon is possible with the power of AI.
Hell no.
Hey, thanks for showing up, buddy.
This movie is dark if you really look at it.
I think one of my
Super-
favorite
super dark.
Gibson movies was Payback.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love Payback.
Yeah.
That was also reshot too. There's a director's cut and then the theatrical one.
Yeah.
Really?
I
With
mean,
all
dude,
the action. Yeah.
he's an icon, dude. The Patriot, Braveheart, We Were Soldiers.
Yeah.
The one where he got
Conspiracy theory. Remember that one?
yeah.
I think there was like an awesome wheelchair scene. Someone falling down like stairs
Yeah,
over and over again for the wheelchair.
Oh, I
Yeah.
like when What Woman Want with Helen Hunt. I had a huge crush
Yeah.
on Helen Hunt, dude. Yeah,
That was good.
yeah.
Or the
Yeah.
beaver. Remember the beaver? That was
Maverick?
literally
On that was bad. No, Bird on a Wire. Bird on a Wire with Goldie Hawn.
Nah.
I think I've
I
seen
love
every
Goldie
Mel
Hawn.
Gibson movies except a few of the ones on streaming. There's one where I think Joe talked about. I don't know if that's the one with Vince Vaughn, but
dragged across ground.
there's the one. Yeah. There's the one where his daughter gets in trouble with the cartel. They're in the desert, and it's pretty dope. And then get the Gringo where he's locked up in a Mexican jail. Yeah, but you know he causes a lot of controversy, even with that movie that.
Mad Max.
Oh, yeah, of course, Mad Max. But that movie, you guys know which one I'm talking about. Caused a lot of controversy and shit. Made a lot of money, and he super promoted it.
Passion of the Christ?
No. Well, he got in trouble for that because the Jewish community felt that he made them look really bad.
Well, we know
Which
why he
one you
did that,
talking
but I'm not going to talk about that.
I'm a Mel Gibson fan, so I know all this dirt. You know, he got in trouble with it, dude. Because whatever. But no, the Sound of Freedom. He
He's
kind
in
of,
that?
huh?
One in theaters now.
He's in that?
No, but he's promoted it. He said it's
Oh.
it's you know what I mean. Because he's controversial like that, or you can see he just doesn't give a fuck what Hollywood thinks. But
He did the voice in Pocahontas. That's when you're like, A-lister.
no,
Yeah.
Mel Gibson, Pocahontas. Oh shit.
John West or what was his
I
name?
agree. I
John Smith, right? It was
John
probably
Smith. Yeah.
agree with that, BK. I think about that. Like, how would you get these dudes to come out of retirement? Right, something bad has to happen, or maybe you kill Chris Rock. Fuck it, His daughter's husband.
Fedora said they should have done an Avengers type movie with Passion, Moses, Noah, etc. Had the shit universe.
The director's
The,
cut.
the
Bible.
Holy Trinity.
I'd be more
Shared
interested in
Bible
the
universe.
when they go to the
Bible benders.
phase 2 when they go to hell and they do all those guys.
Dude, you should
Sound
see.
of Freedom.
Oh,
God's
no.
children are not for sale unless it's this movie. Ah.
Yeah. It was something stupid to say. But if you look at the director's cut of Passion of the Christ, oh, it's fucking brutal, dude. I think we
Never
talked
seen it.
about it around here before. It's
Never
fucking
seen it.
brutal.
I'll watch it for Halloween.
Dude, it's brutal. Like when they're whipping him, it just tears into his skin. But not only that, you see the skin tear and you see like the fat of the skin. It's fucking brutal. And tell me that devil.
The Hacksaw Ridge one was hilarious. I love that movie too because like it was so 1950s in style in the beginning. It's like, gee golly, you know, that's and then when it gets to the war scene, it's like
Good God.
Mel Gibson is a madman. He's just
I-
a madman.
I think Mel Gibson.
God bless that man.
He is making a docu-series on child trafficking.
You probably will.
Fedora, I heard they were buying out the seats for the movie.
It's all Mel Gibson.
They were.
Man, they were free. So it's like I could buy a ticket for Bruce.
No.
Yeah.
The production company were buying tickets for people. Right?
Oh.
There was empty theaters. But
Yeah.
just saying.
Mel
Um,
Gibson too, so he can screen Lethal Weapon 3.
yes.
It was a religious. Listen,
And the main back of the movie was arrested for kidnapping children this week. So
Wait.
anyway,
Wait,
Okay.
what?
moving on. What? You didn't know? You didn't hear about this, Perp?
No.
no.
Yeah, the main backer for
Main backer.
the main backer, the money.
The
Man.
money guy. The
Isn't that
money
the
guy.
head
Money
of
guy.
Angel Studios?
No,
Well, Angel Studios is a religious studio, so they look, dude. Let's not.
I'm signed up to PureFlix. Come at me.
yeah. Check it out, Perp. The main back of the movie was arrested for kidnapping children
Oh, really?
and running a
Oh, man.
sugar daddy, sugar baby website.
Don't do that. Don't
Thumbs up.
kidnap kids and then make movies about kidnapping kids. being
Yeah,
bad.
no, it's
Don't do
ridiculous.
that.
Yeah.
All right, next up,
Not
Legend
cool.
of Billie Jean.
Never heard,
Whoa.
never seen.
I used
Such
to
a
watch
good
this
movie.
all the time.
can
I
you
This was
not?
love
always
this
on.
movie.
This movie was always on in the 80s.
Yeah, it was.
Or
Bicycle.
Who is that?
That's Helen Slater.
Helen
She
Slater.
played
Okay.
Superwoman.
Supergirl.
Supergirl.
Oh, that's
Supergirl.
Supergirl. Yeah, I was like, she looks familiar. Okay.
Are they riding bicycles?
No.
That's rad.
I forgot all about this movie.
Yeah,
It's
AOA, you-
such
you
a
are-
great movie.
You always are goofy ass.
The basic premise of the movie is these kids they're in a store and they get everyone thinks that they shot the clerk, so they're on the run and they have to prove their innocence.
It was such a great movie where everybody cut their hair in the town. The
Yep.
the girls
It's
got the
Kind of like
same
that,
haircut.
kind of a footloose moment, right? When they all kind of join in on the thing,
Yeah,
on the they're getting in.
young
mean-
Christian Slater.
I think that's why I remember this movie because of him.
Yep. And no relation to Helen Slater.
Oh yeah, well,
They're not related.
Oh, and he got away with that shit, dude.
This was a great movie. I remember watching it so many times.
One of those good '80s coming of age type movies.
So didn't Christian Slater do a movie about bicycles in San Francisco?
He did Gleaming the Cube, which was a skateboard movie.
He did Cuffs.
Yeah.
Where that has a booby scene?
Are you thinking of Kevin Bacon with Quicksilver?
Yes, Sticks. God damn it, we're old. Yes.
Yeah.
Well, AOA, I'm gonna have to watch this now because Supergirl.
Six had that Billie Jean haircut in junior high school.
It was probably pretty close.
Next up,
Fucking Joe.
what's this? Joe's Dueling. The beginning of the movie when Helen Slater is swimming nude.
Oh my God, yeah.
What made me a man? Oh, swimming made me a man. Oh,
That's how I
jeez.
felt about Face Off's opening.
Ah,
That's how I felt about Annette O'Toole. I don't know. Let's see if people know who that is.
A Netto tool.
Yeah. What movie was that, dude? It's 80s.
She sounds Amish.
No, she's a redhead. She was the mom in one of the Superman movies shows. Was that a Little Tool? Yeah, and the Dukes of Hazzard guy.
Oh, Smallville.
Smallville.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Netto tool. Yeah, she was Lana Lang in Superman 3.
Yes,
I
she
didn't know that.
Yeah, goddamn
Yeah.
it. Yes, she was.
Yeah.
And she was the wife on Nash Bridges.
I've never seen
48
that.
hours? I think it, dude, I don't know.
48 hours.
I'm trying to remember. Nah, this is PG-13. Let's just move on. Come on.
All right.
Yeah.
Next up, we have Fist of Legend.
Yeah.
One of my favorite Jet Li movies.
Yes.
It's a remake of Fist of Fury. Up until this movie, it was one of Jet Li's movies that he did not use wiring work for his movies. It was straight up choreographed.
Really? And
Martial
Yu
art.
Won Ping too, because he's known for his wire work.
Yeah, have you seen this on part?
No, I haven't seen this one. I know Yu Won Ping though.
Yeah. Up until this, his movies like Once Upon a Time in China and what's the Fun Young Suck or something like that, I believe. It was all wires, jumping trees, flipping in the air. But this was just like straight up old fashioned martial arts movie.
Yeah, I gotta see it.
The scene with Jet Li in the Japanese school was amazing.
Oh yeah, I've seen that fight on YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like the most. I think it's probably his most famous fight of all time. I think, unless anyone could think of another one.
The movie with DMX was absolutely horrible.
Romeo Must
Which
Die.
I think he did more than one, right? He did exit wounds. I think.
Yeah.
Is it
Cradle to the Grave.
He did.
Hey Kyle.
And then he got Steven Seagal involved in it. Everything. It got all messed up.
The one was awesome.
The one.
The one.
Legend
That's
of
the one where
Legend
Jason
of
Statham had
Fist made
hair
me
and it
a
looked
man.
weird.
Steven Seagal. I used to try to run like Steven Seagal as a kid
Why?
because it was funny, dude.
It was really. Have you seen that? They made compilations on Steven Seagal running. So, poor guy.
All those movies were 3 words. March
Bro,
for
that guy. I can't believe he's still making movies. Like I see like 18 movies come out every year from that guy. Still. It's like, bro, I don't know how he does it. And he's barely in them. I see a couple of them. He's only in the beginning, and then he gets the final fight. That's it.
Who was the guy with Matt that used to mock him? Yeah, it was. They did a good job of that shit too.
But Jet Li, I never got into Jet Li. Actually, I'm a huge martial arts guy. I didn't get to Jet Li until he actually Lethal Weapon 4. I was
Yeah.
like, oh yeah, that's Jet Li. Okay.
Yeah,
he's
he
good,
has
man.
some amazing movies. If you can't check out New Shaolin,
Mhm.
check out what was it Tai Chi Master with Michelle Yeoh. Really good movies.
Who just got married, by the way?
Yes, congrats to Michelle Yeoh.
She's not watching.
About time.
After 27 years of dating a dude.
Sometimes you got to take your time.
You got to make sure.
Got to make sure she's.
She
Go
just
on.
married. Oh my god! You know why? Because over in China, Hong Kong, it's usually a lot of back in the day where she was in the 90s, 80s, the heyday. A lot of those female action stars, they would stop being action stars after they got married.
Yes.
Yeah, wait.
So I could see like she just didn't get married, so she could keep being an action star. And it's like,
Yeah, a
now
lot
I
of
got
them-
my Academy Award. All right, we're doing this.
A lot
Ain't
of
no
them
one telling me anything.
a lot of them marry rich businessmen.
Yeah. It's such a shame that we lost.
Yeah.
My favorite martial artist was I actually discovered her during COVID was Moon Lee, and I just started watching all our movies. I was like, where is she now? Where is she? She should be in movies like being like the trainer, making cameos, like. And he's like, no, she got married, and that's it. And that's what happens with Hong Kong female action stars,
Yep.
except for Michelle Yeoh, based.
Yeah.
Who's still a very beautiful woman at her age.
She is.
Still kicks ass. Like
Yeah.
she just, Jesus.
And she's
was
great
amazing in
on Star
Voyager.
Trek.
Yep.
Her track sucks.
How about you take these and call me in the morning?
Except for Star Trek 4. And the Abrams Star Trek. Those are dope. Those are better than all the old Star Trek.
You're out of your mind.
Have you watched Voyager though, or not? Whatever the new one is. What is it?
No.
Discovery.
Discovery. Yeah. Sorry.
There's a lot of
Really
hate on. There's a lot of hate on that Discovery show, which
And
I don't
Picard.
understand because it's great.
Power
Trek.
of math.
See what Star Wars is going through, right? Because people hate Picard. From what I
What happened?
No, people love the last Picard.
No.
People hated it at first, but
Yeah, the first series is not good.
the first seasons, but
Not
the
good.
third season brought it home so
the
hard.
first two series weren't that good.
The third brought it home so hard.
Like,
For
you gotta-
some Star Trek fans are still recovering. Believe it. We know
Yes, they're
one.
still in recovery, and they won't watch anything new after watching season 3. But I point out to Star Trek fans, the Next Generation wasn't that great until years later when you go back and watch it. When you were watching it, you were just like, okay, this is not my Star Trek. The same thing people are saying about Discovery now. Help me,
I love
Obi-Wan.
Discovery.
I like.
I'm not a
Next
Star Trek
Generation when it
person,
came out.
and I thought Discovery was great.
Season 3 of Picard redeemed the series. This would be a time that please hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't, and I have an idea for next week. If anyone in the chat wants to leave a comment after the video,